all my homesteaders and homesteaders in training. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jess and we're the Bear River Homestead. Thank you so much for stopping by. Do be sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon just so you stay updated when we release new videos. If you have been visiting us for a while, thank you so much for coming back. We love having everybody here. Today I am hanging out waiting for one of my kiddos to get out of speech therapy, so I thought I would take a few minutes to chat with you about one of my personal favorite topics and definitely one of my kids' least favorite topics, chores. I know there's a lot of debate out there about this topic, and you know, I decided why not? I would just share with y'all what we do in our family. Now obviously, if you are a homesteading family, a farming family, there's probably going to be some chores out there that other folks may not have. If you have animals to feed, garden to tend to, things like that. As far as our family is concerned, I think the kids' chores are pretty, you know, just day to day. I definitely still take care of the animals for the most part. My daughter, who is 9, has started to take over some of that. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But as far as the actual homesteading stuff, I'll pull them in, you know, during harvest time or during planting time when I've got a lot of work to be done in a very short amount of time. But generally speaking, those are tasks that I tend to take care of. Just because it's really my thing. I enjoy it. Same with my husband. He enjoys all of our homestead related activities, so he'll pitch in as well. As far as when we start chores, all of our kiddos begin helping out in some form or fashion as soon as they're old enough to follow basic, you know, couple word commands. Obviously they're up walking around, but it starts really as simple as put your toy back in the toy box, or go put, you know, your diaper in the trash can. Just really basic, simple things. So it's not very structured. So, you know, somewhere around 18 months to 2 years, they start with just really simple tasks. And I think that really starts, you know, getting them accustomed to not only following tasks that are requested of them, but getting that sense of accomplishment from doing something. So we definitely start really early on. They don't get what I consider structured chores or a chore chart until they're about 4. So our youngest just turned 4 back in early fall. So he's just now getting his structured chores together. So right now our 4 and 5-year-olds have the same set of chores. My 5-year-old is autistic, so he's a little bit behind in some areas. So those two, and both of them are extremely close. So we've just paired them up on chores because they like working together and they can kind of help each other out. So right now their chores are to keep their own room clean, which involves picking up their toys, putting any trash in the trash can, and bringing down any dirty clothes in the evening. Then they also are in charge of putting their clothes away. Now I hang them and or fold them, but they're responsible for taking them upstairs and actually putting them in the closet or putting them in their drawers. And that's really about it for now. We throw in additional tasks from time to time, such as helping us set the dinner table. They're just kind of starting to get to where they can do that, and I generally reserve that for the nights that we're using our plastic plates and cups. I love my dinnerware, but when it breaks, it shatters into like a gazillion pieces. So the 4 and 5-year-olds get to help set the table the nights that we're using our plasticware. For my 7-year-old, he is Definitely capable of doing quite a bit more. He's still responsible for keeping his own room clean. So again, that's toys, trash, dirty laundry. He puts his own clothes away, and then he helps his older sister clean up after each meal. So after each meal, we wipe down the table. We obviously put all the dirty dishes in the sink, wipe down the table, wipe down the chairs, and then sweep underneath the table. So they do that three times a day, or as often as we actually eat, sit down and eat at the table. He also is in charge of wiping down the appliances in the kitchen. So that's stove, refrigerator, and the kitchen cabinets on the bottom level because he's still kind of short. And that's really the extent of his like structured chores. Now, one day a week we have like a deep cleaning of the house, and we definitely assign him extra tasks. Generally that's sweeping and dusting for him. But he's still, I mean, none of the kids spend a whole lot of time during the day doing chores, but that's kind of where he's at. He will occasionally help my 9-year-old wash dishes. He anyway is just starting to do that task. We don't have a dishwasher, so we wash all of our dishes by hand. Obviously, with a family as large as ours, that's a lot of dishes. The only thing they don't wash is obviously our cast iron skillets and stuff, sharp knives, blades, things like that, and my glass cookware. Everything else they can manage pretty well on their own, and that is still very occasional. That might be maybe once a week that they wash dishes. And then my 9-year-old, she is definitely more mature than the others. She has a little bit more as far as structured chores. So again, she's responsible for her room. She actually gets to fold and hang her own laundry. She is just starting to wash her own laundry. It's not an everyday thing, but we are starting to teach her how to do that. Because obviously that's a life skill that everybody needs. So she does help out some with that. She helps out with the cooking. Now my 7-year-old, actually all of them help out to some extent, but my daughter is definitely starting to take a little bit more of the lead. So she's doing a lot of the actual cooking every now and then, and I really hang back and supervise, give her tips, things like that, make sure everything's safe. But again, that's not like an everyday thing. It's just kind of when she feels like it, or if there's something special that she wants to make. So room, laundry, she is responsible for the upstairs bathroom. That's basically the kids' bathroom. So she cleans that. She kind of touches it up every day. So that's wiping down the sink, because if you have small kids, there's toothpaste on every surface in a bathroom. I don't know how it happens, but somehow they manage to get it everywhere. So she does wipe up the counters and the sinks every day. She takes out the garbage every day, and any dirty laundry in the bathroom, she brings that down every day as well. And then usually once or twice a week, depending on the condition, we'll wipe down the toilet and we'll wipe out the shower. And of course, there's, sweeping and mopping in the bathroom. And that's really, as far as her structured chores, that's all that she's doing. Again, with that once a week deep cleaning, we'll task her with some additional things. And that could be, dusting, sweeping, mopping. All of those I feel like are really age appropriate for her. And of course, as they get older, they're going to be responsible for more tasks. I would love to have somebody taking out the garbage. I would love to have us kind of on a rotation schedule with washing dishes, because we do hand wash entirely. And with, 6, 7 of us, that's a lot of dishes. We home cook almost exclusively. So that's 3 meals a day where you have a full amount of dishes. So I would definitely love to get on a rotational schedule so everybody's helping with dishes, because my poor husband, he seems to always get stuck with them. I hate dishes. That's my number one least favorite chore. Taking out the trash, dishes, helping more with the animals, the kids that decide that is something of interest to them. I would definitely love for them to start taking more responsibility in that area. And of course with the gardening as well. Eventually I would like to teach them all how to do canning, dehydrating, things like that. Again, that's something that it's a great life skill, so I definitely want them all to learn that. And my daughter does help a little bit, but obviously they're just too young right now to have much of a role in it. But we'll get there. So that's kind of what we do in our family. Not a whole lot. I would say grand total, even my daughter, who definitely does the most, she still only spends maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day on her chores total. And then our deep cleaning, all of us together working, we spend an hour and a half to 2 hours once a week. So not a whole lot. I don't think it's anything that's just, crushing their little souls or anything like that. But it is teaching them really good life skills. It's teaching them not just how to do these things, but also to take pride in their belongings, to take pride in their home, and to take pride in themselves, to see that even though they're small, they can still contribute to their family and they can still accomplish things. So I am definitely a firm believer in chores for everybody in the family, no matter how little, as long as they can understand basic commands, they should start help picking up after themselves. Absolutely 100%. I would love to hear what you guys think. How young is too young for chores? What kind of chores do you use? Do you assign to your kids? I really just, I struggle, I think, a little bit with the folks that think that chores are demanding too much of kids, because I really do think it's a wonderful lesson for them to learn, and it's building that work ethic too, because eventually, let's face it, we all have to go to work at some point in our lives. So having a good, healthy work ethic will help kids go so much further in life, I feel like. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you again so much for stopping by. Do be sure to subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know, what do you think? What's your views on kiddos and chores? Thanks for watching, and as always, happy homesteading.